Hey guys, welcome to TCR. Sid here. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today I want to talk to you about the top reasons why you should start quail. These Coturnix quail behind me are our newest addition to the farm here, and I gotta say, I am in love with them. I wanted to start them a while back, but we didn't have quite the right setup yet, but our friends down at Wynola Ranch hooked us up with this fabulous cage behind me, and I've had it now for a couple weeks and I can't be more thrilled with it. It's going to be amazing for when I really get my breeding going. Quail are very low maintenance. As long as they have a fresh, clean supply of water, a cage that will keep them separated as need be, and a food trough, they are good to go. They don't eat a whole lot. They are a very small bird. But the cool thing about quail is that their eggs only incubate for about 18 days on average. Once they're about 3 weeks old, you can throw them back outside with the rest of them to finish growing them out. Once they reach maturity, which is somewhere between 6 to 8 weeks, they are starting to lay eggs and provide eggs for you, and you can start breeding them and incubating those eggs. So a very quick turnaround time to add more eggs to your supply or more meat. These guys are going to keep you in a constant supply of eggs, which is perfect because I don't know about you, but this time of year when it starts to get colder, my chickens are not laying near the amount of eggs that they normally do. They go through a couple weeks of almost a very dry spell, but not these guys. They have been consistently laying for me and keeping us in quite a bit of eggs every day. So these guys are really helpful during the winter, and when the days are colder and the days are shorter, and these guys are still laying for you while your chickens are taking a little bit of a sabbatical, you will still have eggs to supply you. These guys are super easy to process. It's a much quicker, faster thing to get through a bunch of quail than it is to get through a bunch of Cornish chickens. It's just a simpler process since they're so much smaller. There's even a really quick skinning version you can do if you want. We have videos on that as well on the channel. It's a quick afternoon of butchering that doesn't take very long, that isn't very labor intensive, that you can really just do while sitting down, that doesn't take a whole lot of time to get through a large number of birds. We did about 70 birds. Okay, stop. We did about 70 birds one afternoon, and it only took us about 3 hours from start to finish. The other thing I love about these birds is because Mike and Frankie and I, it's just the three of us. So a lot of times when we're thinking about cooking meat, if I'm defrosting an entire bird or a whole cut of pork, it's something I really have to think about. Are we going to be able to use it? Are we having people over? Because I don't want any of it to go to waste. So I try to think of what else can I make that week that I can use that in. The great thing about the quail is if I just wanted to frost a small package of them, it's really appropriate for small families because you can kind of portion size it out, so you're not having to deal with an entire bird that you're defrosting like a chicken, a turkey, a duck, when you just want to have a little bit of extra meat on your table. Quail eggs are also actually healthier for you than chicken eggs. It does take size-wise about 3 quail eggs to equal the size of 1 chicken egg, but when you start looking at the omega-3s and the nutrients and the vitamins in the quail eggs, they're actually much better for you, and most people can really digest them a lot more easily. They also make great pet treats like for dogs. So these birds are a great addition to a homestead. Not only are they small and relatively quiet, they will provide you with a lot of meat and a lot of eggs for not a whole lot of effort into them, and they don't take up a whole lot of space. One of the great things about them too is that a lot of places might have restrictions on chickens or other backyard poultry flocks, but there's no restrictions when it comes to quail at most places unless you're dealing with like an HOA or something. But in most counties, there aren't restrictions that specifically deal with quail. So it's sort of a nice little loophole to be able to provide yourself with your own meat and your own eggs, and maybe sell some of the babies for a profit without having to deal with any of those nasty, nasty issues that you sometimes get into with birds in certain areas. So if you have limited space and limited time, these are a great addition to your backyard to make you a little bit more self-sustainable. Don't forget to like the video, guys, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you get the notifications. They were so quiet. I feel like I need to give them a round of applause. They didn't scream, they didn't bark, they didn't do anything. My roosters were totally quiet the whole time. Cool.